job, Snake. You made it on board. Welcome to Haven. Enemy units are already...
Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast. Broadcasted from Konami HQ in downtown Tokyo, it's the world-renowned Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 10 of the MGS4 Integral Podcast. I'm Sean Eyestone and once again I'm here with Aki Saito.
Hi everyone.
And Ken Imaizumi.
Hello.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is, as soon as the stage starts, the first thing you want to do is jump into the pause menu. Okay.
So today, where was our meeting point?
We are at Outer Haven, and we are at the beginning of the stage, basically. So right after you catapult onto the ship, and we are on the ship Bow. First things first, this stage is full of action. It's very easy to get spotted, and also it's in caution phase from the beginning. So from the outset, you're already in caution mode. So anything you do, if you get spotted or anything like that, it'll trigger an alert, and the alert will basically continue all the way till the end of the stage. So it's going to be pretty difficult for people to get through this particular stage, I think, while listening to the podcast. So if you get spotted, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to start over again. The thing is, it's a very difficult stage. And so our goal this time with this podcast is a little bit different from, the earlier stages. What we're going to do is we're just going to try and give people the correct route to get through the stage without getting spotted.
Ooh, that's cool.
Because it's a very difficult stage, and there are a lot of, little tricks that you can do to get through the stage that a lot of people may not be aware of.
I never even realized that you could get through without getting spotted.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people actually think that. They think,
It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
But once you know it, and then it's going to be
Were you able to do it, Ken?
Sort of.
Yeah. And that's the producer's call. So anyways, so it's that difficult, right?
Right.
What's really important in order to get through the stage without being spotted is to make sure that your camouflage is really good. Because basically, there's guards everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you don't have your camouflage percentage up to max, you're going to be spotted,
Okay.
So the first thing you want to do is go into your menu, go to camouflage, make sure you have your octo camo equipped, and then also for your face, make sure that you have the face camo equipped as well. And what this will do is it'll enable you to get up to 99% on your camo rate, your camo meter, and that basically means that for the most part, the Haven troopers will not see you unless they're right on top of you. So as long as you duck down and stay still, you should be okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let's move on, Sean.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay, as soon as you come out of this pause menu, let's put those Haven troopers to sleep.
What? Where? What?
So, go down, grab the camel pattern from the floor, and then directly to your left of the start point, you'll see there's a trap door on the ground. So the first thing you want to do is run to this trap door, press triangle, and climb inside very quickly. Alright, so, I think a lot of people may not have noticed this trap door, because it does kind of blend in with the floor.
Yeah, maybe most of the people think that's a texture pattern.
Right. They see it there, but they don't think maybe that you can go in. But if you go up to it, you actually see the triangle icon comes up, which means that you can use triangle, use your action.
Did you know this,
timing.
Aki?
No. I kind of just went through the left side and tried to avoid those Haven troopers coming. And I didn't even notice. Well, first of all, I didn't put on my face camo to start with. But anyways.
Okay, now you know, Sean.
Yes,
now you know.
I think everyone starts battling right from the start.
Yeah, majority of the people, I think, too.
Right.
Okay.
So we're in this duct now. What this is it basically connects the east and west sides of the ship bow. So from here, we can crawl to the west.
Wow.
And you'll crawl under the bow. If you look up, you can see there's a grate above you. And you can see the Haven troopers patrolling above. So be careful not to make any noise, because if you do, they'll hear you. As you crawl through, you'll get this iPod music. So let's keep on going. Continue on through the duct. You'll come to another opening. And here you'll get an RPG-7.
Cool.
Pick that up, and continue on. Climb up this slope. And when you get to the top of the slope, it kind of opens up, and you'll see a trap door on the ceiling, kind of in the center of this square room, I guess you could say. So press triangle under that trap door, and you'll climb out. So as soon as you climb out, careful, because you'll see Haven troopers jumping down to the south. So just kind of crouch behind this container-looking thing and wait for them to finish their patrol route. So once the one ahead of you starts jumping away, sneak around to the other side, check left and right, make sure there's nobody here, run ahead.
Wow, this is really challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, it's best to keep crouched also as you do this.
Yeah.
And you'll see this canvassed container.
Yeah,
It's like a
container.
canvassed
Yeah.
wall. So just kind of hide behind here for a bit and wait for the patrols to pass by.
I see.
Yeah. And one thing to point out also is that I think a lot of people maybe take the threat ring for granted. But in this stage, you really should pay attention to your threat ring because it's very useful. You can see where the enemies are in relation to Snake and know which direction they're coming from. So definitely pay attention to the threat ring as you're going through.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do is just go to this wall, take the octo camo, and then crouch down. At this point, your camo percentage should be at 99%. So when the Haven troopers come around this corner, they will basically pass right by you. Unless you move or something, they won't be able to see you. So just don't draw any attention to yourself. And I think a lot of people freak out at this point because they see the Haven troopers coming, like, oh god, and they try to attack or something. But the best thing to do is just stay still and let them walk past.
Wow, that's 99%. What happens if you don't have the face camo?
If you don't have the face camo, your camo percentage will be lower,
Yeah.
and you probably will be spotted.
Oh.
So yeah, definitely make sure you
So
have.
you
the face
have to,
camo.
you have to wear.
Yes.
face camo.
Wow, okay.
So when they start turning away, start walking away, then that's your chance. So move around this container, and then you'll see a ladder right on the other side.
Yes.
So let's climb up this ladder. When you get to the top, you can climb off to the left onto this balcony, and then there's another ladder here. So pick up the
Arsenal.
item, the arsenal compress, then climb up the ladder. And then at the top of the ladder here, it looks like it doesn't go anywhere, right? It's just kind of like a dead end. But actually, if you look to the right of the ladder, you'll see that there is actually a rail here,
Yeah.
and you can actually climb onto this rail.
Ooh.
So while you're on the ladder,
Yes.
press to the right, and you'll climb up onto this rail and inch your way along. Move along the rail until you get over the second balcony, kind of to your right, and drop down onto that. And you'll get some railgun ammo.
Wow, okay.
You'll hear some Haven troopers jumping down, so be careful. Next thing we want to do is jump from this balcony onto that duct that you see kind of to your west, southwest. Jump onto that duct as soon as you get on. Crouch down, get your octocam again, make sure the coast is clear.
We're going to try to stay under this
Yeah,
duct.
so just stay on the top of this duct and follow it. Curves and heads to the south. So just keep on following this. And while you're on here, you'll notice that a Haven trooper actually drops down right above you. And you can tell this by looking at the shadow on the ground. Right. So this is a really valuable strategy here in Haven, because you have these Haven troopers that just kind of they can jump anywhere, right? They can jump really high, and they'll just suddenly drop down out of nowhere. So what you want to do is really keep an eye on the shadows. All the catwalks here allow light to pass through, and so you want to keep an eye out for those shadows to see if the Haven troopers are jumping down. And we actually did a lot of balancing here to make sure that you could see these shadows.
I see.
Because we don't want people to just get suddenly found without any way of knowing that they're going to be found. So yeah, this is the method. Just keep an eye on the shadows.
This is very useful tips.
Yeah, this time it's a lot of practical game tips.
Very real sneaking.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so when the coast looks clear, jump across onto this balcony and quickly run around the corner. So you should have jumped across the balcony. That's across the duct. It's on the west side. So jump onto that balcony, then run on the corner, and you can then jump onto another duct. When you're around the corner, there's going to be a ladder, but you don't want to climb down that ladder. What you want to do is actually jump onto this other duct that's right on the other side of the ladder.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and that's to the west.
Okay.
So jump into the duct and crouch down. And you'll see that it looks like a dead end, but there's actually, if you crawl, you can actually crawl under this fence here along the top of the duct.
Yes.
So go ahead and do that. You should be heading to the south.
Yes. We're heading to the south.
Right.
Oh.
And to your left here, you'll see there's a PSS handgun. So people who want to pick that up can go ahead and pick that up.
Okay.
But otherwise, what you want to do is head straight ahead until you get to the end of this duct. Ahead of you, you'll see some Haven troopers patrolling. So be careful, don't jump down yet. Wait until the coast is clear. And what we're going to want to do is as soon as these Haven troopers turn away, we're going to press toward the end of the duct and press triangle to swing down. Okay, so triangle, swing down, should be hanging. And while you're hanging, press and hold X, and you'll drop down and lay down on the ground right below where you dropped. Okay, so get that octo camera. And now from here, you see there's a pillar kind of behind you with R3 written on it. You want to go to that pillar, press up against it. And there's actually like a little gap between this pillar and this container. And we want to go through that gap. So press up against the pillar and go through that gap. You kind of slide through. And be careful because on the other side here, you see there are Haven troopers patrolling and looking for you, as well as a gecko.
Yes. In the middle.